What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. Get this, Usyk on injuries ahead of the Fury showdown. He says, I can't say that everything is okay, but everything is under control. Oleksandr Usyk admits that there have been some wear and tear on his body after his contest with Daniel Dubois on August. The unified champion from the Ukraine nevertheless is not too concerned about any injuries as he prepares to take on Tyson Fury. He said, I can't say that everything is okay, Usyk said, but I'm fine. Some wounds, old injuries need to be healed. Everything is under control. I do my training sessions every day, Usyk said, but I need 14 weeks for my camp. The first 4 weeks, I'm doing work that helps me get ready for the training camp. Then I'm working hard for the next 12 weeks. Fury, of course, must get past Francis Ngannou, and he said, I would like it to be in December, but there's no certainty, Usyk said. I would like to know the exact day and place, Usyk continues. Knowing it allows me to plan my training camp and choose its place. All these help me start training. I understand that the promotion of the match is important and necessary. It is the reality of the show. But when I know the day and place, I can put on my helmet, close the visor, and set off, Usyk said. Let me counterpunch. I think, first of all, we have a issue, possibly. We have an issue of injuries. And him saying, well, I can't say that I'm injury free, but everything is okay. That means that he's not 100%. Now, how does that affect anything? We don't really know. See, it goes like this. We don't want the Manny Pacquiao, my shoulder injury excuse. We don't want that. That doesn't really sound good. You know, if he needs to heal, he just needs to heal. And he said after the Dubois fight. So that means he's picked up an injury because of that fight. You know, hopefully it wasn't his prostate or his bladder or his ball sack. Right? But seriously, I think that him mentioning that is not promising. Why? Because if everything was that okay, you wouldn't have mentioned it. You wouldn't have brought it up. It wouldn't have came into discussion. That's the only thing that makes me nervous about hearing Usyk, someone that you really don't hear talk about injuries. And don't get me wrong, you know, him along with guys like Deontay Wilder, they share a handful of injuries, you know, fight after fight. And Usyk is no exception, okay? So it doesn't look good. And he said, but everything will be okay. Well, let's hope so. Because normally, I don't see Usyk talking if something is not important. And what I don't want, like from any fighter, I don't want it to be an excuse in the future. Like, let's say he fights Fury and he loses. Then he pulls the my shoulder type shit. You know what I mean? And now we're looking at an excuse. That's one thing that I don't like, and you guys know I don't tolerate on this channel is fighters talking about excuses. If you're injured, you're injured. However, I will say this in the defense of Oleksandr Usyk. At least he said it before the fight. You know? So he's looking for a date to see exactly when the fight happens, to see how long he has before he can, quote-unquote, train and, quote-unquote, heal. But then here's the question. If you're training, how are you healing? You know, like I was working the bag. I was working the bag today, and I can tell you this. Look at this. This is KT tape, okay? So that shows you that I picked up an injury. You know, maybe I hit the bag wrong. Maybe I turned it, you know, turned it too high, pulled something, torn something. That's what, you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. I could still fight. But am I 100%? No, I'm not. But the question is, if I did get out there in a nasty little scrap or a sparring session and I got pieced up, right? Would I blame it on this shoulder? or how much would the shoulder have an impact on my performance? And I want each and every fighter to come in 100% or closest to it than you can. And I don't want it to be because they are injured in some type of shape, form, or fashion. So it doesn't seem good and it doesn't look good when someone says things like Usyk has said. I got to keep it a buck. Because again, he wouldn't have said it if it meant nothing. Usyk doesn't say things or empty comments or empty statements. I don't see him doing that. So he must have injured something. I don't know if it's his knee. I don't know if it's his shoulder or his elbow or something else. But something's injured on him. Now, he didn't specify what it was, but at the end of the day, it's still something, people. So this is worth mentioning because Usyk mentioned it. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Usyk on an injury that he has picked up. And he wants to know how long he has for the Tyson Fury fight. I would like to know that, but if it's signed, sealed, and damn near delivered, why hasn't he known what the date will be? Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!